So welcome back. This is my third dream catalog field report, and I'm covering the period of time between mid-January and mid-February 2026. So let's go ahead and jump into the stats for this month. So looking at my felt significance rating for the month, I had 2 Category 4 dreams, which is a pretty big deal because I only have a few of those a year. So significant. For Category 3, I had 5 this month, which appears to be the new average. It's an uptick from when I started earlier last year. Category 2 dreams, I had 10, and Category 1 dreams, I had 14, so those are pretty spot on with the averages that I've been looking at. And for lucid dreams this month, I actually had 3, so that is a continuing upward trend from prior months. So I watched a pattern build all month, which I mapped out here. This kind of just shows the wave shape that I observed if I were to map out by number the order that the category dreams happened in. So I watched this pattern build all month. The first half of the month was mostly Category 1 and 2 dreams with a couple Category 3. And then on the similar themes, I kept building towards the end of the month and reached into these 2 Category 4 dreams. And this all actually culminated in waking life shifts, actions, and conversations that were seeded and practiced initially in dream time. So this was super cool to see. My lucid dreams this month were only in the Category 1 and 2 zones, but all involved remembering I was in a dream and altering my behavior accordingly. Taking notes for myself for when I woke up, or remembering that certain storylines occur in my dreams and other ones occur in waking life, and needing to pause because I couldn't remember which reality I was in. So that was kind of interesting to me. I'm still watching the cycle arcs that I mentioned in my last video, but am seeing a little more significance and patterning within Category 1 and 2 dreams. I'm seeing more and more that dreams are fractals. So zooming out, I can see the larger psyche movements that will be highlighted in a big way in Category 3 and 4 dreams. And zooming in, I can see the micro details, insights, and practicing new behaviors happening mostly in the Category 1 and 2 dreams. This past month, I saw 2 or 3 related themes really get worked throughout this time. I had a big pattern shift this cycle that was traceable in my dreams and then eventually expressed with little effort but great significance in my waking life. In my dreams, I watched the general movement of drawing boundaries, getting angry when they were violated, and taking action to do something about it. So this is in strong contrast to how I've normally lived, which often has been trying to just blend in, make sure everyone else is okay, often at my own expense, not advocating strongly for myself, and therefore living in high levels of social anxiety and stress and exhaustion. I had many scenes in my Category 1 and 2 dreams where this new pattern was being practiced and lived out. And as the month went on, I started to notice multiple waking life situations where I was beginning to change. So I stopped gaslighting and shaming myself when I was in challenging situations and things were kind of going sideways. I actually felt anger when I was treated poorly and started to advocate for myself. I began to notice like a steady confidence and bearing developing within that has been noticeably absent for most of my life. So really the growing ability to hold myself well, interspersed with themes of containment and capacity. All of this culminated in a very significant conversation with a close colleague that I had been struggling with for the past month or two, that resulted in shifting a relational dynamic that had been at the root of the challenges of these past couple months. And this conversation came out almost effortlessly. In reflecting on it afterwards, I realized my dream work has been preparing me in the background to finally show up this way, and it had a wildly positive effect on my life. This month, I also had many repeat dreamscapes that I can see now likely has to do with my inner architecture going through some significant renovations. Many of them were houses that I had remembered from other dreams, but now with distinct changes and modifications. So I think this reflects the massive inner structural shifts that I'm going through. I also had a lot of mythic, kind of like enchanted feeling symbols arise, particularly later in the month. And I think my dreamer is using these to call me forward into what is next, as I continue crossing into like self-authored identity, if you will, rather than belonging-based identity. I'm beginning to see more clearly what's in the way of fully stepping into my soul calling. And the unfortunate truth for me is that my fear of judgment and like a lack of approval is still stronger than my creative fire. But that fire is growing. And as it grows, it's burning the structures that currently protect me. And that definitely scares a part of me because this fire doesn't negotiate with approval. And part of me still does. But I'm watching this shift. So, like, competence is stabilizing, desire is widening, identity is loosening, belonging structures are being renegotiated, illusions are more visible, old timelines being metabolized, social navigations being reworked. So it was a big month, and I really appreciate having this dream frame to trace it all and honestly practice these shifts in dream time such that they are emerging in waking life really organically. So it's been really cool. And I'm looking forward to continuing this work and seeing what emerges. So thank you for watching, and I will see you again next month.